My name is Shannon Maggard.
Aldula, John Stack, Pete Ramsey.
I'm Isaac Shore.
My name's Drew Grounds.
I'm Rachel Heldreth.
My name's Alan Quillen.
My name is Norman Quillen.
I'm Kate Broadnax.
And I'm Mark Broadnax.
My name is Jordan. My name is Sherry Jones. We went to the Dominican Republic.
I'm Aaron Wallace.
My name's Mike Wallace. I went to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic.
I'm Donna Walker.
I'm Courtney, and I went to Sholo, Arizona.
My name is Sandra Ward. I went to Ethiopia.
I went to Sholo, Arizona.
I went to Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic.
I went to the Dominican Republic.
I went to AICM at Sholo, Arizona.
I went to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
I went to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
My name is Gabby Ziegler, and I went to Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic.
Having been on several trips before, I kind of knew what to expect, which was kind of to expect the unexpected.
I had done some international mission work before, but I didn't really know what to expect here in the United States.
Not as crazy as it was. Like, there was a lot more poverty than what we thought, than what I thought was going to be.
I would say the biggest expectation was the possible cultural shock.
I guess every time I always concentrate on, my duties and hoping I do well. But then when I get there, none of that even matters. God just outdoes any of your expectations. He does more than you even thought that your group could do. And then you think about the lives that you're going to be touching. You tend to concentrate on what I'm going to be doing, what we're going to be doing. But during it all, it's God that's doing the work in you.
I think one of the experience that I remember the most is the worship and going with them. And even though you didn't understand what was being said, what was being sung, how much they got into it and how free they were with their worship compared to how we are.
Going out and playing with the children. I remember one afternoon I ended up with blue sparkly fingernails, and that was quite enjoyable. I think the little girls get a kick out of that because the older boys or men there on the reservations are too much into being men, and they don't play with their children enough. And that's just a perception, but I really enjoyed that.
The bus driver one day told us about the fact that a huge percentage of the culture disappeared one year because of suicide.
There was a statistic that we were told Sunday night that 80% of people 18 to 25-year-olds will commit suicide in that area.
There's a huge canyon that we would drive over going into a specific region of the reservation. And he said that people would throw themselves off this bridge into this canyon. So they put high fences up on each side, but it still didn't stop people from committing suicide and jumping. And then one day we decided that to really offer that up to God. And
all 12 of us stopped there, and we kind of spread out and we prayed over that area, over the hopelessness that they felt.
And we proclaimed what God could do in the lives of the people. Instead of despair on that bridge, that there would be hope and joy and restoration.
I think my biggest experience this year was all of us standing on the bridge and just praying that God's love would be there and God's hope would be there, and that they would feel it and not feel so completely helpless in their lives.
It seems so difficult, but you have to trust that God is able to do things that we are not able to do. We're just commanded to go. He'll do the work.
long-term effects would be to be thankful for the people in my life and that I don't really need the material possessions in my life.
We're all hesitant to break away from our group and go and spend time with somebody we don't know, because it's just natural for us to want to be comfortable and to stay with the people that we're familiar with. But I realized, that there's no ministry till you break away from the group you're familiar with and comfortable with and go start building that next relationship with a person you don't know.
It definitely made me realize what else is out there, and that America has a lot more than other countries, and that I should be more thankful for what I have.
Well, for those that don't know, this trip pretty much laid the calling on my heart to work on that mission full time.
I guess the long-term effect on me is life is just about relationship and engaging people. And since that trip, I've just kind of have made it my goal that I'm going to make my life and the people that I touch, whether that's at the grocery store, at the checkout line, or someone on the street, or even my home, just to try to engage and love on people. And a simple smile, a simple gesture could open up a conversation about Jesus Christ.
It made me very, very appreciative of what I have, of the blessings that God has bestowed upon us, whether it be in the form of financial situations, opportunities that we have educationally, recreationally, extracurricularly, that most other people in that area wouldn't have. And also that God's grace is very abundant and that it knows no language borders whatsoever.
Oh, yes. In fact, I've already told several people that they need to make a way to go.
Absolutely. I recommend just praying. If you're called, God will lead you.
I would definitely go again, and I have shared with people, that they need to try something like this, even if it's just to get involved with a mission here locally, like across the street ministry or something like that.
Absolutely, I would recommend it. It was a great experience to do for myself personally, but especially with my daughter.
For parents, it's all about investments. You invest in your kids' sports ability, so you get them lessons or music lessons, or you invest in their teeth, so you get them braces. This is an investment in their heart, and I would absolutely encourage parents to not just find the resources to make it happen, but go along for the ride.
Took Bibles that are side by side scriptures of the New Testament, Amharic on one side and English on the other, wondering who we were going to give them to. And a man came and he said, I teach English and a Bible study here. I'll take all you've got, please, and bring them anytime you come. Those are very, very, very special moments for me.
Well, I ended up finishing my Gold Award while I was down there, and I made blankets for the orphanage that we visited. And to deliver the blankets was it was crazy to see how grateful they were for just a blanket.
Mike Wallace, as big and as tough as he is from the outside, I took a photo of him at the orphanage where he is holding this baby and he's got tears streaming out of his eyes. That was very impacting to me, just to see how it got to him.
Walking into that orphanage, I knew going in it was going to be emotional. I knew I was already kind of vulnerable, and that experience of having that little girl sit in my lap with all that was going on around us, and everything was unfamiliar and unpredictable. For about 40 minutes, it felt like her and I were the only two people on the face of the earth, and without even any dialogue being exchanged. She communicated so much and spoke to my heart in so many ways. I think about that girl every day now and pray for her every day. And that was completely unanticipated, and will be a moment that I'll treasure for the rest of my life.
I think my one word would be fulfilling.
I'd probably say perspective altering.
Life changing to a certain degree.
God led.
Blessing. Life changing.
Eye opening.
Enlightening.
Kingdom worker. It's just the thought of being a part of the kingdom and doing what needs to be done, no matter what, no matter where, no matter when, no matter how.
It was an awesome experience. Would do it again in a heartbeat.
You can't be short-sighted in how you view it. You have to look at the investment in the next generation of kingdom workers and mission supporters. I was blown away by the commitment and the selflessness of the kids that we took down there. And as somebody who's almost 50 years old, it made me feel very confident that no matter what happens in our society, the church is in great hands with kids who want to make a difference in the world. You can't do that just by sending a check. You have to actually send the person too.
We're supposedly, as Christians, the hands and feet of God. I can give you all the money to build something, but if you have to spend it all on hiring someone to build it, then where is the Christian faith in that and getting it done?
We all can write it, not all of us, but a few of us can write a check and send it in and say, I did my part. Until you're in those shoes, walking in those streets, helping, teaching, sharing with kids and the adultery, trying to make a difference in such a country, you realize that that money is much better well spent in that regard than if it was just a check going out where we want to have the force multiplier on the ground for this purpose.
Every penny that is spent to get a person on a mission trip is well spent if they come back home with a changed heart and then do something for the kingdom, for people that are in poverty, for people that have sickness and no health care. You have to put to work what the Lord showed you while you were gone.
I'd like to say thank you very much. I would not have been able to do this without you guys.
The people that supported me may not have known this, but I would not really have been able to go if I did not have outside support.
Thank you doesn't seem like enough because of the support and the prayers and the financial and all that stuff. I've been able to go out there 3 times with my family, and we've seen the changes and we've seen the impact that the mission has on these kids.
We would not have been able to do this probably without the help of a couple of Bible school classes and folks in the church. So thank you very much. A part of you went with us on this trip, and that means a lot. Thank you for entrusting your resources to us.
I'd just like to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd just like to say thank you.
I just want to say thank you for all the people that supported me financially and prayed for me. It really helped. I think all the prayers especially helped my nerves with traveling without a parent. And I just wanted to say thanks for everything that everybody's done.